Paul's just arrived in the city of Oaxaca, known as the food capital of Mexico, to try some local fare. His guide in the city is Ford Quarterman, and that is his real name. Ford's a self-confessed gringo who moved here from the USA and says he wants to stay forever.
So, Ford, can you explain your love affair with Mexico? Calm down now, kids.
I love all the noises.
Yeah.
I love the beautiful chaos you can find in this country.
Yeah.
But I love the culture, the history, the people, the landscapes, the food.
I agree, and it needs to be shouted from the rooftops, really.
Being from where I'm from, there's a lot of negative stereotypes in my country, and I work to try to change that.
So, Ford, you're going to introduce me to a little bit more traditional Oaxacan food.
That's correct.
Such as?
Well, today we're going to try some insects. You like bugs? You know, you usually step on them, but today we're going to eat them.
Oh, damn it.
When he was in Mexico City, Paul did attempt to eat a scorpion and a tarantula, so grub is not completely new to him, although that was really a bush tucker trial type thing for tourists.
Muy bien, here we go.
Guacamole looks good.
Whereas today, he's trying proper Oaxaqueño cuisine, prepared by talented local chef Talia Barrios Garcia.
Y cada quien agarra una tortilla.
Grab a tortilla and we make our taquito.
Mexico has over 300 species of edible bugs, more than any other nation on Earth. And they've been an important part of the diet for thousands of years.
So we'll put some guacamolito. And we're going with chapulines first.
Delicious.
Chapulines are grasshoppers, sold on every street corner in Oaxaca. They are the most common edible insect in Mexico.
Yeah, I actually do quite like chapulines. Have you had these before?
No.
A little bit of garlic and onion they put on them. How is it?
I mean, the overriding flavor, you get a little bit of garlic, you do get the guac, and you get the wrap, the tortilla. You can't really identify what else is in there. It's just a texture.
It's kind of crunchy, right?
Yeah, a bit crunchy, yeah. There's a lot of talk about insects being the future food for the human race. And it's interesting that in Mexico, they've been eating insect for hundreds of years.
Perhaps they've set the blueprint for the future, you know?
Yeah. What's the next dish?
Bueno, seguimos con el esquite de gusano de maguey.
Mesquite is kind of corn taken off the cob.
Yep.
And it's like a soup, you know what I mean? It's like a caldo.
They got maguey in there.
The worms are already in there.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Maguey worms, or gusanos de maguey, are butterfly larvae, which burrow into the agave plant.
See, to me, these gusanos have a more exotic, they have a stronger, buggier taste than the chapulines, no?
It's quite a heated dish. There's chile in there.
Chile de árbol.
Works quite nicely. I like that.
Next, pork ribs with one of Mexico's most expensive insects, chicatanas, or giant flying ants, at 40 pounds per kilo.
They're ground up in the salsa.
The meat is so beautifully cooked. What are we looking for? Because obviously I've never had an ant before, so you're trying to hunt around for that flavor of ant.
Y es el sabor de la chicatana.
A tierra.
Earthy.
Is that it?
Yeah.
It tastes really good. The meat in the sauce was delicious. As to whether the flying ants contributed anything to this deliciousness, I really couldn't tell. I think the thing that puts you off insects is the way they look. Because you associate it with dirt.
The ground, crawling.
Yeah, and it's not clean. But actually, they would be because they've been cooked. They've got garlic, they've got onion. It's the way they've been treated.
And I really like the insects here because they cook them the way that they should be cooked. And they still got some of the meat in there, so to speak, you know, the guts. Instead of
don't
just
say that, please.
For Paul's final treat, Talia has lined up a really rare Oaxaqueño delicacy, a wasp hive full of live larvae.
To be honest with you, Paul, this is the first time I'm seeing this.
You don't really look at it and go, delicious.
I definitely don't try to get closer.
So, Ford, are you totally at home now eating bugs and stuff?
I'm comfortable with it. I'm extremely comfortable eating gusanos, you know, worms and the grasshoppers.
So you'd see one in the field and you go, delicious, that's me dinner.
I've done it.
Just
put it down the hatch.
Wow, fair enough. So what are we looking for? What flavor are we looking for? Is it honey? Is it sweet? What?
Is it venomous? Is our tongue gonna swell up?
Exactly.
Un sabor como dulce por el panal.
So apparently wasp nest tastes a little bit sweeter.
Okay.
Y ácido.
And a little bit sour
también.
as well.
It's a little bit like, you know that when you eat a grapefruit, initially it's quite sweet and then sourness comes. Mm-hmm. It's like that.
Yeah, I can see that.
This was a lot less painful than I expected. Talia's cooking was brilliant, but honestly, I think most dishes would have tasted exactly the same with no insects in them. The wasp larvae was a standout, though. I almost like that. Wow. I never thought I'd be eating wasp larvae. That's interesting.
Welcome to Oaxaca.
Absolutely.